we're at the B&O Railroad Museum in Baltimore, out here at the old Montclair car shops. This is a very pretty day out today, and we're here for their First Responders Day, where they're going to have a staged wreck between a train and a car. Also coming out here because it's also a really cool museum, and if you're in the area, I highly recommend visiting it. Of course, we have a nice DP-30 behind us, but they have a lot of early railroad equipment, seeing as this was one of the first railroads in America and the first common carrier railroad in America. And this operates on the first mile of track. So we're gonna have, I'm gonna show you around the museum, and then we're gonna go for a train ride. Alright, this here is what the B&O is really known for. This is their main roundhouse, filled with engines all from the early 1800s all the way up until about the 1920s. Really known for these really old guys, starting all the way back with the Tom Thumb replica, going all the way up into a big Camelback over there, and a Shay. It's a really cool place to be, and there are no diesels in this shed. The only thing close to it's a little electric shop switcher that's behind one of the cabooses. It could really be any year between 1800 and now in this shop space. It's really cool. I came here when I was really little, like 2 years old. I have vague memories of it, so this feels familiar at least. It's really pretty in here too. This was a car shop, so they never had to store locomotives here. That's why there's no vents, that's why there's a roof on it. That's why the turntable has a floor on it. A lot easier to get from one point to another this way. And as people step on it, it's so well balanced, this thing's bouncing around a little bit. Really cool. Oh. This locomotive here is one of only 4 steam locomotives in preservation with streamlining on it. And this is the 490. This is one of the last major remnants of the Chesapeake and Ohio's failed streamliner, the Chessie. Of course, the main locomotive for that was a steam turbine. These were designed to work in tandem with it on feeder trains that would run in conjunction with the Chessie. And it got a neat streamlining on it. Also got rebuilt. It has big chunky side rods with roller bearings on them. On the older wheels it looks a bit strange, but this is really cool. This is one of the only non-484 streamliner in preservation. Really cool. Alright, this is inside the used car shop. This is one of the Chesapeake and Ohio Allegheny locomotives. This is 1604. It's one of the ones you can go inside and play with the controls. A decent amount of the stuff in here is locked up, but you do have your brakes, your throttle, and it's really cool. A lot of museums don't let you do this, but B&O has a couple of engines you can actually go inside of. So it's really neat. Of course, this was used to haul coal trains in the mountains, giving it its name, the Allegheny. Just one of a lot of cool things in here.
Maybe They cast the Morgan last year. There's the new one. Look at that bad There's the breakdown crate, Liam. Liam?
I think you got into
Man, you see it? It definitely doesn't work anymore. It's got a cab.
It's like a
Domino sugar card. Look at those.
No, they only make trains. Actually, they only make trains. Other companies like Siemens make trains for Amtrak. What Amtrak does is it makes the rails and it maintains the system, I think. Good thing we were with people.
I guess they fix your runs here.
We're in the train, dude, so whoa, that's different.
Conrad pulls up like Grandma Grandpa.
Hello everybody, I'm Sean Robinson, I'm from Operation Lifesaver. Thank you for riding the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum train today. I'm glad to have you out here. And first responders, I thank you for being out here as well. Thank you for your service. Now, what we learn and what we're going to see here happens on a daily basis. Every 3 hours, someone is hit by a train. And that's based off of incidents, records, and what we obtain from the National Office. Now, whenever you see this is not good at all. Do you think that if I stand right here, it's safe? Right here is safe? Definitely not right here, because what's going to happen? Going to get hit. So please be mindful whenever you come across trains, stop, look both ways, and listen. It's very crucial whenever you come around train tracks. If you're not going to see it, you're going to hear it. So remember those 3 words: stop, look both ways, and listen. Now, with every railroad crossing, every station crossing, every park crossing and farm crossing, there's this blue sign. Does anyone know what this sign is? This is called a blue emergency notification sign, ENS sign. It's on every single crossing that has to have a pedestrian or a car. So on the sign has a railroad number for that particular railroad. You call that number. And it also has a GPS location of that crossing. So that way, the railroad dispatcher, which is your first point of contact, will stop that train. So whenever you see these signs, just remember, it's for that railroad. This is your first responder right here. Call this number first. Always call 911 if you have somebody, but call this number first. Question for you guys. If the gates are down, you have 2 tracks. The lights are flashing, the gates are down. One train passes, do you go around those gates? Because there's always going to be another train. So always expect it. When you see tracks, think train, remember, stop, look both ways, and listen.
Thank you.
As our executive director introduced, I'm Gary Pace. I'm a volunteer here. Spent 34 years in the fire department doing this stuff. Just a slight correction, it's the Howard County squad. We had Balmer County this morning. Now, what's going to occur, as Chris was saying, we're doing a shoving move with a car. There are a lot of accidents. We were just talking about it earlier. About 2 months ago, a tractor trailer got hit in Curtis Bay on a shoving move. The locomotive was pushing 10 cars, and it went across the crossing, didn't look at night, boom, hit the tractor trailer. So what's going to happen is I'm going to radio the locomotive pushing the car. Now, when that car gets hit, as soon as the impact gets hit, that starts what they call the golden hour. The golden hour is the time frame that if you have traumatic injuries, that the fire rescue people have to get you out and get you to the shock trauma unit so they can save your life. They call that the golden hour. Anything past that, it's questionable whether the person will survive. Now, as you can see, we're in a remote area. So this unit would have to come down here, respond down here, and get access to this site. That's after the 911 call's been made. So now you're losing a lot of time. And you're going to see it takes a little bit of time to extricate this vehicle. And that all goes towards that golden hour. Then once we get them out, they got to be transported to the hospital. So that's the kind of stuff you got to think about. It's not like an ambulance just showing up to your house from the local fire station and taking you to the hospital. There's a lot more involved in this. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the locomotive up, and you're going to see the controlled collision. The locomotive's only going to be going about 10 or 12 miles an hour. Very slow speed. And you'll see how far this car gets pushed. A lot of your incidents, if you want to go on YouTube and look, there's a lot of them. Trains coming through these intersections 60 miles an hour, and the car's gone. It's destroyed. And you're not really going to hurt the locomotive too much. You might bend the car up a little bit, but the rail car, but you're not going to hurt it. So. Now that's about 10 miles an hour, and look how far he went before he stopped. You think anybody in that driver's seat or that car would be surviving? Chances are very slim. Now what's going to happen is we're going to simulate that the 911 call's been made and the extrication crew is on the scene. The first thing that they're going to do, which is very important, is they're going to do what they call scene safety. They're going to look around and make sure everything is secure so they're safe on this scene.
Now, if it was a 50-mile-an-hour crash, that car would not be in one piece. And remember, these are incidents, not accidents. These are preventable.
As you see, they're working to get the doors off with the hydraulic tools. Most fire departments carry two types of hydraulic tools. They're the ones that are battery powered. We're getting in the world today of everything being battery powered, so it's a lot more portable. Or they actually have one with gasoline powered.
Right, but there was nobody in the car.
One of the other things that you want to keep in mind all the time is if you see rails, no matter what they look like, they could have beads thrown out, rusted, eyes could be worn out. Expect the same. You're fine. Anytime you see railroad tracks, you're not sure of that. the other incidents that they have a lot of people getting hit by trains because they're walking down the right of way with their earbuds and all that on, and even blowing the horn, they're not hearing anything. As you can see, they're working hard with
pick you up there. Pick you up. Takes a while, doesn't it, to get people out?
I'm trying to be. Usually what they do is they knock the wheel, they'll pop the tires, and then sink them on the they keep it from rolling. I'm guessing they go faster.
Also see when they take the doors off, they take them away, get them out of the way, so they can have hazards. And they can have a clear area.
Liam, are you done?
You think you want to drink a water?
Patrick? Good?
I didn't forget to mention, and I spoke to some of you, as a railroader myself, whenever these crashes take place, the engineer has to back the train up and re-simulate it for investigation purposes, so he has to relive the crash over again. And 9 times out of 10, someone is killed.
Marvin, are you done?
Why are they stepping in the
Full turnout.
They're trying to get people
Or an
out as
execution.
quickly as possible. I mean, the car's done. That was good. That car. See that now, they're going to take the roof off out of that. See if you can get the people out now.
I know that if they ever buy any TSX, Operation Lifesaver locomotives, that'd get a lot of attention. TSX 4568 and engine 911.
Have you talked to Jason at all? He's out of Cumberland.
I think I talked to him I talked to him on Zoom when what's her name put us on the group.
Probably out.
And future events, if we can ever do something together. You said that whole, with everybody getting hit within the past month, on Camden Line or the Metropolitan side. It goes towards Frederick, or it goes towards Point Rock. Is that Metropolitan? Is that Capital? Yeah, the Capital subdivision or Metropolitan subdivision.
All right, that'll end it here from the B&O Railroad Museum. Great museum, I highly recommend it. They have a lot of nice exhibits here and a lot of cool stuff in and around the Roundhouse North Car Shop. I, of course, did not show it all because you have to come here for yourself and see it all. The demonstration today really helped to prove that trains do not stop. Trains are extremely dangerous things. They're extremely cool, they're fun to film, but they're extremely dangerous. It is extremely important that when you see tracks, you think train, you look, you listen, and you live. And it's extremely important just to stay off the track. Never race it to the crossing. At least stay 10 feet off the ballast. 25 is even better. And on that note, thanks for watching. Please do share this video. I hope you all found it very informative. And again, thanks for watching.